guys, hope you're all well. Welcome back to the channel. First of all, the channel's growing. I haven't been around the last week, so I haven't put out any new videos. I've been thinking a lot the last week though, and I've got quite an interesting story to tell as well of something that happened in the past week. So I'm going to write it in the title for this. So it's about David Icke. Don't tune out just yet. I know not everyone likes him. I personally do. I personally think he has a lot of interesting things to say. But anyway, I'll tell you the story first. I've got quite a few things I want to address in this video. Maybe about other Mandela Effect videos that I've seen in the past week. I didn't have access to my laptop, so wasn't able to make videos. So I've got a few things that I want to reel off anyway. So I was meeting my mum for lunch, I believe it was, last week. And she was in a charity shop. In America, that'd be a thrift store, I guess. And she was just looking around at books, because there's quite a good one near where we live, where you can pick up books for like £1. And she said to come and meet her. And then I initially didn't want to. I was doing something. And then all of a sudden I got an overwhelming urge that I thought, okay, you know what, I'll finish what I'm doing now and I'll go and meet her in this shop. Whereas I wouldn't usually like being in charity shops so much, especially not in the past. I went in there. As I say, this charity shop is very good for books. And then I met her and she happened to say, oh, I saw a David Icke book that you might be interested in. So I said, oh, okay, cool. I wouldn't have thought that his books would come up too often in charity shops and what have you. And it was this book here. Hopefully you can see it on there. Truth Vibrations. A very, very, very good book. I'd never actually seen this book. I know I'd recommended a video of his a few weeks ago, which I'm pretty sure was called Truth Vibrations or something to that effect, but I never knew he had a book of this. So this one was written in 1994. You could tell because it cost £4.95, so you don't get many books costing £4.95 now. But for the first half of the book, he talks about belief systems. I was riveted, intrigued. I couldn't stop reading it because it was. I did a video maybe 2 weeks ago about my belief system in life. It turns out that his belief system is almost identical to mine. And he had weird things happen to him where there was books that he was meant to read where he would get an overwhelming sense that he should go to a bookshelf and then he'll find a book there, and just other weird little things that would happen. But anyway, the general gist of that is that my belief system pretty much matches his belief system. Now, up until I started this YouTube channel, I had never met anyone with the same sort of belief system as myself. And no one around me sort of... Basically, there was nothing that should have warranted me having my belief system, because it probably sounds crazy to a lot of people about energy and reincarnation and what have you. But since I set up this channel, I realised there's more people out there that believe the same thing. So, just wanted to tell that story there. I found that quite odd that it happened. But yeah, if you can, I'd definitely recommend this book. Towards the second half of it, it starts talking about stones and whatnot, which I haven't really looked into too much. So I can't say whether I believe that or not, because it's not something I've personally looked into too much. But hey, you never know. So on to the last week. So videos that I have seen on YouTube with regard to Mandela Effect. So I've been checking them on my mobile phone just to sort of see if there's any major ones that are happening. I've seen some Mandela Effect YouTube people putting up ones about, oh, this animal is a Mandela Effect, that animal is a Mandela Effect, this food, that food, which I'm not saying they are not. However, are we all zoologists? Are we all marine biologists? I used to watch documentary after documentary when I was growing up on sharks, marine life, animals. And I have seen some of the animals that have been mentioned in these videos. And just, there was an example that came to my mind of a rare species of shark. So there's a shark called a cookie cutter shark, which I'd be surprised if many people have heard of it. And I'll say it now, it's not a Mandela Effect. I 1,000,000% know that the Mandela Effect is real, but I do think we're maybe taking it a little bit too far with regard to just jumping on anything that we don't recognise. Oh, that's a new colour, that's a new fish, that's this, that's that. I think the only reason why I'm making this video, because I think it can lose credibility somewhat. So if someone is just tuning in, maybe they've heard the term Mandela Effect and then they happen to watch that video and it's someone talking about a species of bird or a species of fish or something like that, they might just not want to pursue looking into it any further. So anyway, this cookie cutter shark, it's a very small shark, very, very deep in the ocean. And when I watched a documentary on it, this was years ago, so there may be more footage now. There was only two accounts of this cookie cutter shark that scientists had. And what this little shark does, he swims up behind bigger sharks and he will literally take a bite out of them. That's why he's called a cookie cutter shark, because he would take a circular bite out of them and then swim away because sharks always have to swim forwards, so they would have to swim round in a circle. They can't reverse or go sideways. So by the time they've turned around, this little shark has bitten them and nipped off somewhere. The reason why I'm using that one as an example is because I think had people have seen this now, they would maybe, oh, I've never heard of that shark. It's a Mandela Effect. I think we just need to be a bit more responsible with what we're putting out there. Again, I'm not saying that anyone is right, anyone is wrong. But I just get the vibe, especially in the last week or so, that there's many videos going up that are just, oh look, there's something new, it must be Mandela Effect. So anyway, swiftly moving on. I don't want to offend anyone with that. That's just my personal view on it, because I always try to make these videos as if someone's never heard of the Mandela Effect before, and just how it would come across as well. So someone on one of my videos, I can't remember which one, thought that I was a disinformation agent. It did make me laugh a bit. So I've got a little list in front of me here of all the things that I want to address. Because I was in New York, all of a sudden I'm a disinformation agent. Yeah, I'm not even going to answer that. So I also put up a video on here about a kid called Max Lohan, I think is how you would say his name. Again, I've been receiving messages from people about him. I don't know Max Lohan. I saw that video, I mirrored it, basically re-uploaded it onto my account. I thought it was an interesting video, or videos of his. I've been somewhat following what he's been doing, and that's as far as it goes. So just for the record, I do not know him. I don't know how to make free energy devices. Yeah, so that's that. Another thing, so there's a video about the Simpsons connection with the Mandela Effect, where people, from what I'm gathering, are thinking that the Simpsons have something to do with the Mandela Effect. I personally do not think that that is the case. However, I've looked into The Simpsons and Family Guy quite extensively over things that they have predicted. Predictive programming, if you don't know that term. I'm sure most of you do that are familiar with the Mandela Effect. Just type in predictive programming, The Simpsons, predictive programming, Family Guy on YouTube. Something will come up, I'm sure. But with regard to the references of The Simpsons. So you've got many things. So Jaws and Dolly out of James Bond, where she has the braces on and smiles, the kind of corny scene from James Bond. There is a reference to that in The Simpsons. There is a reference to Luke, I am your father in The Simpsons. There are many references of changes of Mandela effects, but if you think about it logically, these are iconic scenes. It's like pop culture. These are some of the biggest phrases from films. So I just see it as The Simpsons at that particular time would have thought, okay, let's make a joke out of it because everyone will know that scene from James Bond, for example. So just for the record, I personally do not think that The Simpsons have anything to do with the Mandela effect. Do I think that they possess, or the people that make it, Matt Groening and his team, do I believe that they possess a lot more knowledge than the average Joe on the street with regard to esoteric things that happen in society? I would say absolutely yes. Whether it's Freemasons, whether it's, again, predictive programming. You look at 9/11, there's references to that in The Simpsons. As I said, I watched that program religiously when I was growing up. Every day it would come on Channel 2, 6 p.m. I would watch it every day. Repeat. I would literally watch the episodes over and over. Same with Family Guy. I've seen probably most of those episodes as well. So anyway, moving on from that as well. I'm trying to make this quite a quick video today. So I just saw this video and this took me back a bit. So there is a guy also doing Mandela Effect videos, and he was talking about Meatloaf, the singer, Bat Out of Hell guy, saying he's alive. And I thought, my initial instinct, so this one I'm not 100% sure. My initial instinct was that I thought he died within the last 5 years, indefinitely. When he said, "Oh, Meatloaf is still alive," my gut reaction, I said to my girlfriend, I said, "No, he died." I remember reading that he died. So then I was watching the video, and then he believes that he died about 1.5 years ago, which fits in with the timeline of what I thought he died as well. Now, having said that, I always got Meatloaf confused with the guy that was in, what's it called? The Mockingjay films. Peter! You know I can't think of it off the top of my head. The Hunger Games, that's the one. So there's a guy in that I think looks like Meatloaf. And I asked my girlfriend, she said that he died around that time. Seymour Hoffman, I think she said his name was. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of that Meatloaf one, because my initial reaction was that no, I'm certain he has died. Whereas a lot of the people are saying, oh, I'm sure that they're dead or I'm sure that they're alive, I don't know particularly. I don't really follow kind of celebrity culture much. Yeah, so I don't know the ones that people say are dead. But anyway, guys, that is everything off my list here that I wanted to talk about. Again, thank you so much for helping the channel grow. Any new subscribers, any people that are sharing the video, liking the video, commenting on the video. It's honestly unbelievable. When I set out to do this whole YouTube thing, it was just purely just to let other people know what was going on with the Mandela Effect initially once I found out about it. And I never really thought of turning it into a proper channel, so to speak, but it subsequently has turned out to be. And yeah, thank you very much, guys. I've also set up a Facebook page. I'll put a link in the description down below. That's all from me. So thanks a lot for your time, guys. Cheers. Have a good one. Bye.